Well, good afternoon guys. It's Friday the 20th today. This is the day when hopefully we'll reap the rewards of the week of pre-baiting that we've done. I didn't get out last night being Thursday. The main reason I didn't come was that the river didn't start to rise. That really does tend to kick-start things here. I kept an eye on the river level all day on the computer. On the river level data website, and it didn't rise at all during the day, so I thought I'll keep my fishing credit and I'll leave it till tomorrow. It was also forecasted to bang down all yesterday evening, and it did, so I didn't want to get a soaking for nothing. They forecast it might rain tonight, this evening later on, so I was umming and ahhing as to whether to come. Went onto the river data website, and according to that, at 4 o'clock this morning it had only come up 4 centimetres, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's the sort of rise that can kick-start this place. However, I've got here and it's up at least a foot since I came pre-baiting on Wednesday. It's a good foot up. For those of you in new money, 30 centimetres is around about a foot, so it's up, you know, good that much. It hasn't put much colour in the water, but there's all sorts of trees and stuff flying down the river. There's a bit of pace to it as well, but not too much. It actually looks really nice. The only concern was, you can probably see over my shoulder there, when I was just mixing up some ground bait, I put my hands in the water. It's absolutely bloody freezing. However, I put my thermometer in the water and it's 14.2, 14.3, somewhere around there. So it's only gone down to half a degree in a week. So I don't think that'll affect things too much. I'm hoping it doesn't anyway. I'm hoping that the fresh water coming in will counteract that. So things are looking really good. We've got down here at a reasonable time. It's about 4 o'clock now. There's a bit of a breeze, which is good, putting a little bit of a ripple on the water. So everything is looking really, really good, apart from the fact that it's quite a cold breeze. But I've got plenty of clothes and stuff with me. Anyway, I'm going to get some of this ground bait in, see if we can't kickstart the swim a little bit. I've put plenty of dead maggots in as well this time. Dead ones just purely so they don't crawl away. And we're going to fish the feeders. I'm going to get the rods out once I've got some ground bait in, and then I'll get back to you. Right guys, that's 2 rods in the water. What I'm going to do this evening, I think, I'm going to hedge my bets a little bit. I'm going to put one of my paste trapped boilies on as I fish below the weir. Size 6 hook, nice big bait, some boilies in the feeder. I'm going to fish that as the downstream rod. I'm going to fish a more breamy rod with either a pellet, one of the 10mm pellets that I glued onto those elastic bands. Just settling, I think. One of the 10mm pellets I glued onto the elastic band, just the hook nicked through the band. Refer to previous videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to try that pellet, or maybe whittle down boilie. I don't have any 10mm boilies with me, but I'll maybe use my 14s. I only use 14 and 15mm boilies. Perhaps whittle one down, make it much smaller. So a smaller bait on a second rod, and then the third rod, I think, certainly for now, while it's light, I'm going to put on maggots or worm I do have some worms, even though, as I said in the previous video, I'm not a great fan of using worms. But I think a natural bait, certainly some maggots anyway, we'll try that for now, maybe even some bread flake, and see how we get on in the light on one of the rods. I'm fishing my helicopter setups up here with big feeders on. Hopefully this beeping, I assume you can hear it, I've got my alarms turned right down, but hopefully this is not going to keep on. And okay, so that was definitely a drop back. That's the krill. That's the krill rod, so there's a fish here, that's a good sign. Give that a second, I'll just go and sort the bobbin out. Yeah, that's a definite drop back, so that's good, there's some fish here anyway. That's on the krill paste boilie. As I was saying, I think that's answered the question, but I was hoping that all this crud that's flying down the river is not going to get stuck in a line and fire my alarms off every 3 seconds, because that really will do my head in. But you know, I can always turn them off, can't I? I've got the bobbins anyway for indication. So I'm going to get the third rod set up. As I say, I'm going to put it on maggots first, just see what's about. Well guys, I think we may have a problem using maggots. It's a nice little roach. Get my fingers out of the way. Which, from a point of view of my winter roach fishing campaign, I know it's not a big roach, but it's a roach. It shows that here, and it's in good nick, really good nick. So stick it out for half an hour, I think, on the maggot feeder, see what happens. But looks like I'm going to be sat down there reeling these fellas in every 5 minutes, but we'll see anyway. Well, I guess the good thing is, proves the baiting's been working, not surprisingly. Also proves the helicopter setup's working. I mean, I've got a size, I don't know, I think that's a size, certainly a 10 on there. A big bunch of maggots, and very short hook link, as you can see, and the self-hooking worked really well. So good news, good news. Well guys, we're getting plenty of knocks and tweaks and stuff on the bobbins, which is great news. One thing I should say, it's really about 4:30, 4:45 now. Not really expecting anything to happen with any big fish till it starts to get dark. I mean, the Warwickshire Avons, really the time is the half light in the morning, but more in the evening, dusk. That's when I'd really expect things to happen, and the first hour of darkness, which is why I always fish those times. Just seen a nice bream roll here, which is great. Hopefully we can put a few on the bank rather than bumping them off like we were doing a few months ago. But it's all looking quite promising at the moment. I'm very buoyed. I'm on, sorry, I've got to go. Well guys, I just had a bite on the pellet. I was just talking to my wife there. I'm not sure what it is. This kite is right around here. It's trying at the moment to get into the bush and to my right. Mr. Chub. Take that pearl one. Oh. Now that's a brilliant start. Wow. Wow, beautiful chub. That's good £4, I think. Right, I'll drag my seat, also known as the unhooking mat, over here, and we'll have a look at him. Well guys, what a fantastic start. That's brilliant, and it's still light. Fabulous. Steady, steady. There we go. Taking him on the pellet that was super glued to the bit of elastic band. That's what's left of it. That's worked really well. I often find with these helicopter rigs and hair rigging stuff, you struggle to hook chub. You get these bites, the bobbin smashes up to the rod and back again. I'm sure it's chub and they just don't hook themselves, but that's worked really well. And look at that fella, look at the gut on him. He's been feeding, hasn't he, all week on my pre-bait. I'd imagine it lives under that tree. He's come out for a trough again tonight and picked up the wrong item of food. But he's absolute belly on him. Beautiful condition, as you can see. I've put the light on the camcorder. It's just starting to get dark, just to show up how beautiful he is. That's fantastic. I'm not going to weigh it, but it's a good 4, isn't it? Probably pushing 5 maybe with that gut. Half a kilo of my ground bait in his belly. Right, great start. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get him rested up in the net, and while I'm doing that, I shall get this rod back in the water. Brilliant. He's ready. Go, Chub. Well, of course, we're in again. Oh, heading for the same bush, but I don't think this is Chub, maybe. Trying to get under my feet now. Oh, it is. I think it's a little Chub. Oh no, it's not. It's a pike. It's a jack. Well, I don't mind a bit of pike fishing, but I didn't know I was pike fishing tonight. I think what's happened, I was just pulling these bits of grass here, just getting them out of the way of the reel, and I caught the line with my finger. I think I've dragged the buoy back a few inches, and this cheeky fella just grabbed it. So I'm going to try and get him unhooked without getting my fingers in his mouth. Come on. There we go. Not surprisingly, I didn't bring my piking forceps tonight. There he is. Still not very happy, but there he is. Jack of a pound, very skinny. It's probably after all those roach that are down there. Someone's had to go in there. Got a bit of a scar on this side, but it's well healed. But right, very unexpected, not entirely unwelcome, but not the target species, is it? So let's get him back in. Well guys, literally just cast a bit of bread flake out, and unfortunately we just bumped something off. It felt reasonably small though, but that's a shame. Well guys, it's worth mentioning I've kept my thermometer in the water, and the river temperature has stayed fairly stable. It's 14.3. It's all went down to 0.1 of a degree and up, and it's probably just the thermometer. But it's staying fairly stable, which is fantastic news. Slightly less fantastic news is the air temperature's dropping. I wonder why the cold nose. It's in just over 10 degrees at the moment, and it is just gone 6 o'clock. So I think it's a good job I bought my coat and some jumpers, because he's going to get a bit parky tonight. At least the wind's dropped for the moment now, and the promised rain doesn't look on the horizon at all, so it's all looking fairly good at the moment. Well, stacks and stacks of beeps now. I think this is probably the bream. It's that sort of time. It's about 6:15, 6:30 now. Really dark. I know it doesn't look like it on there, and I've said it 100 times before, but to be honest, I'm just changing the maggot feeder rod, the one that's been on bread flake. I'm just changing that over to Pacific tuna boilie with some paste wrap on it. And I know what it looks like on here, but I cannot see what I'm doing. I'm having to use a torch. That's how dark it is, just to put you in the picture. This camcorder really is very good in the dark, but I can't see to bait up at the moment. That's just to give you an idea how dark it is. I can still see, but I can't see enough to bait up properly. These rods are banging away now. It's got to be a shoulder bream moved in. It's got to be. Right, so that's that rod cast out with the Pacific tuna on. What I like to do at night, you may have gathered this before, I've never really said it though, is obviously when it's dark, I'm sure the fish rely on their sense of smell to find the bait. Now, yeah, I've got loads of ground bait and it's brilliant, and the fish are on there, but what I want is a better chance of them homing in on my bait than just if they're grazing and they just happen upon it. Like, I could leave maggots on, I'm sure I'd catch some bream. I've done it in the past in the dark. You know, the maggots have got a bit of ground bait on them. I've put some flavouring in with them, just some krill ground bait, and you know, I'm sure the bream would be grazing away and they'd pick them up sooner or later. But what I want is, for example, I've just cast out this Pacific tuna. It's actually a wafter in the style I use, with cut in half back to back with paste in the middle, because that paste will be leaking off. And also I've got a couple of broken boilies in the middle of the feeder as well, and I want them to, obviously they're attracted to the ground bait, but then they're gonna smell that Pacific tuna in the water. It's something different in there. And hopefully that'll attract them into the bait. That's the idea. Give myself a better chance than just picking up fish because they're there and they're grazing. Because obviously they can use their eyes in the day, but at night not so much. That's the theory anyway. And they're actually on it already. I think what I'm going to do next, when I bring the rods in for a recast in a few minutes, I'm going to change the krill one over. It hasn't done a lot, to be honest, and we're really sort of bream fishing more than anything else. It's had a few knocks on it, but nothing to write home about as such. So I think what I'm going to do is I should change that over to a Scopex squid. It's sort of a sweet and fishy flavour. Hoping that'll, you know, attract the bream more. That's the idea anyway. So you know, well, I think we'll give it a go with that next time I change it over. I'm not going to put a krill back out, not just at the minute anyway. Well guys, as you can probably see from my outfit, it's absolutely freezing cold. It's about 7:20 now. To be honest, it's all gone dead. So stacks and stacks of knocks was lying, bobbing to up and down, and then it just stopped. What I did notice when I'm casting the rods and stood down the bottom here, I was actually stood in the water, and it's definitely still coming up. So I got my thermometer back out, chucked it in the water, and it's gone down 0.5 degree in the last sort of hour. Now obviously some cold water's gone in to the river, and to be honest, it's like a switch. It's just gone off completely. So I'm not a martyr. I'm not going to sit here for no reason. The fishing has just absolutely gone dead. Like I say, it's just like somebody's flicked a switch. So I'm freezing my nudges off as well, as you can see. The air temperature's like 8 degrees and the wind chill's about -5. And it's just started to spit with rain, so that'll do me, to be honest. You know, we haven't had a fantastically successful session, have we? But you know, we had a beautiful chub out, really good. There was bream rolling here, they've been banging and knocking. I mean, obviously I need to make some tweaks to these rigs to get them on the hook. To be honest, it's quite annoying in the end, because I'd got 2 paste wrap boilies, which was the ones they were pecking away at, and I got 1 whittled down boilie, sort of 10mm diameter by about 14mm long, on a really small hook, and I never touched that one. So you know, you can't win them all, but I'll definitely be back. I've seen enough to know that this is a good spot. I'll keep the bait going in. We'll be early next week, next time we're fishing, probably Monday evening, so I'm sure it'll be here that I come back to. We'll make some tweaks to the rigs. I'll have a little think in the next couple of days quite exactly what I'm going to do. But for now, I think it's home time before we get a soaking. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your own angling, and I will see you again next time.